Hi there, it's me with Engadget, and this is the Alcatel Idol Ultra on my left and Idol on my right. We're here at CES 2013 getting a preview of these two devices. They're very similar at the core, but if you turn them on their sides, everything changes right here. You can see 6.45 millimeter for this guy on the top, which is the Ultra, and the regular one is 8 millimeters thick. Now the Ultra is too small to pass the FCC requirements. It's not going to make it to the US. However, the other one here, the Idol, will make it to the US, so that's kind of exciting. We get to see them both side by side. Notice that there's differences in display. It's very obvious. They're both 4.7 inch, but one on the left here, the Ultra, is actually a 720p display, and it's AMOLED, hence that kind of saturated color. The one on the right here, the non-Ultra, the regular Idol, which will make it to the US, is a QHD display, and it's IPS. Now, this AMOLED display looks awesome, but it is actually, unfortunately, a pentile display. So, you know, it's not a huge deal. It's still a 720p display, nothing to sneer at on a 4.7 inch display. What's inside? Well, inside you get the MediaTek, dual-core processors. So it's kind of mid-range in terms of spec, 1 gig of RAM. The Ultra has 16 gigs of built-in storage. I'm trying to find the power button here. And that means you can, you know, put some stuff on there. But this guy here only has 4 gigs of built-in storage. Also, these are HSPA devices, 7.2 megabits per second, so they don't have HSPA plus. Now you have to realize these are not going to come to the US necessarily. Well, this one is definitely not, but this is not going to come in the US in the way you see it right now. So it's going to be adapted to a carrier at some point soon. We're not quite sure who and when, but there it is. So in the back, 8 megapixel camera. You can see they're very similar. This one's a little crooked, I think. LED flash, I get the speaker, and walking you around, I'm going to do them separately because they're pretty different, okay? So the one that's going to make it to the US, the Idol, has power lock key on the top and the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This is the micro SIM slot, and then the volume rocker here on the left hand side. And as you walk down, you see the micro USB connector for data and power, and the primary microphone. Now on the right hand side, you think get a little complicated. Sorry, the left hand side. There is here a micro SD card slot on this particular device that only has 4 gigs. But that's not going to make it on the final unit we're going to get in the US. So obviously it's possible that the final version will get more storage without the micro SD, but we're not sure at this point. So that's basically the walk around on the Idol. The Idol Ultra, however, is a very different beast walking around. So the top, as you can see, is a power lock key, and there's a little flap here to hide the micro USB data charge port. And as you can see, it's the only way you get audio out, because if you look all the way around, there's no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack anywhere. So there's an adapter you can get to get audio out of this guy. On the right hand side here is the SIM slot, microphone on the bottom, and on the left hand side the volume rocker. So because of the thickness, the 6.45 millimeters, it's, you know, been tricky for them to put all the ports, and I kind of wish they had actually put a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. But this has 16 gigs of storage, no micro SD, and again, it's not going to make it to the US, so it's a little unfortunate. So there you have it, the Idol and Idol Ultra here at CES 2013 from Alcatel. Cheers!